Hey folks, RicoRocks2001 here, just making another random video. I thought I'd do a review on a clone system for the clone Genesis or Mega Drive, depending on where you live in the world. If you live in the US and Canada and Mexico, it's called the Genesis, and South America as well. If you live in Europe, Australia, or Japan, it's called the Mega Drive. Where I'm from, I call it the Genesis. So today's review is on a Genesis/Mega Drive clone. It's a Russian clone known as the Mega Drive X. In fact, here it is. I'll go ahead and come to this system in a moment, but you may be thinking to yourself, hey, this looks identical to a Model 3 Sega Genesis. That's because it's the same styling as a Model 3 Genesis. Sadly, I don't have a Model 3 Sega Genesis. I did at some point, but I made a trade with a friend, and he has the official Model 3 Genesis he was looking for to play Japanese Mega Drive games, which, by the way, if you're after playing Japanese games, a Model 3 Genesis is a good selection, even though some say it doesn't. Apparently, the game he tried did. And that was a Sailor Moon game. But back onto the video. Let's go ahead and take a look at the box that comes in. There's actually 3 variations, and this is the third and final one. It says Mega Drive X. It's got 75 games built in. Well, that's in Russian because this is a Russian clone. Comes with 2 turbo joysticks, which are basically controllers. I'll get onto that in a moment. 16-bit. I don't know what this says at the bottom, but on the sides you got a picture of Blastoise, and on the background it looks like I want to say that's Dragoon from Beyblade, but I have no idea. On this side you got a screen. Well, in the background you got a screenshot from the Pokemon 3 the movie, which I have. That's the person who Ash battled against before they went up to trouble. On the screen, on the pictures right here, you got the console, the controllers, the cables, and the AC adapter, which doesn't look like this, but more onto that in a moment. On this side, you got another screenshot. It's well, you got that's Wartortle. I almost said Blastoise, which evolves into Blastoise. And another screenshot from Pokemon 3, the movie. It's when they were climbing up the waterfall. Same screenshot. But on the back side, you got information. It's all in Russian, so I can't really say much. But you got Venusaur, Eradicate, and Wartortle. It's basically telling you information about the system. It says age is 6+. Saying information about the system. Unfortunately, none of it is in English, but that's the email if you want to contact them. You got some of these symbols, like a recycle symbol. Do not dispose of it. And then you got their websites and a barcode right there. What comes in the box, I already took the system and the cables out, but let me show you the other things that come in it. This is the plastic thing that the console comes in. This is one of the 2 controllers, which, let me just say, they're actually very good. If there's anything great I have to say about this console, are these 6-button controllers. They're actually almost like the official 6-button controllers. It's got a nice turbo slow. Actually works very well. Start button, mode button. I tested this out with a fighting game, a beat 'em up known as Batman Forever. I don't have that game anymore, sadly. But let me just say, this controller actually works very, very well. Feels very nice in the hands. Almost like an actual 6-button controller, or one of the 6-button controllers. It's actually one of my favorites. My only complaint is the cord length is kind of short, but you can get an extension cable and then you'll be able to play it. This will work on an actual Sega Genesis. You can actually buy these controllers individually for, I don't know how much, but this is the other controller that comes with it. Also very nice in the hands. Sometimes I like using these controllers. Although I should mention they did have a warranty sticker on the bottom, but I actually had to pop them open for 2 reasons. Number 1, the down button wasn't working properly on both controllers. And number 2, warranties, I live in the US, so chances of me sending this back to Russia, that's very unlikely. This is the pamphlet that you send to with your name, information, and stuff. And this is the instruction booklet right here. It's just saying how to hook it up to your TV and whatnot. And now I'll go ahead and put the other controller back in. and actually show you the system itself. I really like the art style on the box. It's really, really interesting. Now the system itself. Obviously it looks like a Model 3 Sega Genesis, except with the Sega Dreamcast color scheme, since the Dreamcast was white. And the Model 2 Saturn in Japan had a white color scheme as well. This has a red cartridge bay. This is where you stick your games in. You got your reset button and your power slider. And if you're wondering, yes, you can actually take the buttons out of this unit and stick it in an actual Model 3 Genesis if you wanted a black Genesis with blue buttons. Not sure about the cartridge slot, but I think you can try that as well. You got an LED here. On the version that Retro Game Tech had, his was green, mine's red. This is a later version. This is like the third revision of it. The second revision is the one that Retro Game Tech had. His may be different than mine. I don't know how much difference is, but we'll get onto that in a moment. On the front, you got the 2 controller ports, and if you wanted to use the wireless official Sega Genesis controllers, you can do that because this has the same spacing as a normal Genesis. And over here, you got your AC adapter and your AV multi-out. I'm going to get back on to that in a moment because well, you think you can actually use a Model 2 or Model 3 AV cable on here. I tried that. For whatever reason, it doesn't work. You're forced to use the cables that it comes with. And you might want to use the actual AC adapter that it comes with, even if you don't have the proper wall outlet. Otherwise, it's not going to work. On the bottom here, you got your A and B switches. I don't know what that does, but over here is your region switch for America, PAL, Japan, and Asian PAL. And for whatever reason, I don't know what's wrong with mine, but mine's missing the NTSC PAL switch. I'll go ahead and open this system in a moment in a later part of the videos. So hopefully you guys can help me find the proper switch because this has been annoying me like you wouldn't believe, and I want to get the right switch for it so I can actually get the NTSC PAL situation working. So also this is it says use 16-bit VG-1610 AC adapter only C-N1511011723 Dongguan D-Wei Electronic Company Ltd. Made in China. And yeah, that's the Mega Drive X. Also, before I forget, let me show you the AV cables first. This is the end that plugs into the system. Here's the end that hooks up to your TV. You got your video and your mono audio, but if you want to get stereo, or at least mono out of both speakers, you get one of these adapters that plugs into your TV. That way you can have left and right out of your TV. That way you'll get, well, probably not stereo, but at least you'll get mono out of both speakers. Then that's how you hook it up to your TV. I gotta warn you, some TVs will work with this, others won't. Some of them you'll have to hook it through VCR. You'll want to use a flat screen TV because on a CRT my screen ended up flickering like you wouldn't believe. I don't have a CRT anymore. I got rid of it sadly. But this is the plug that plugs into your console. Here's the bit that goes into your wall adapter. You got these 2 circular prongs. If you live in parts of Europe that uses this kind of wall adapter, you plug that into your wall. But I don't live there. I need the right adapter. Luckily, they gave me the right adapter, the specific one. So what you do is you plug this adapter onto here, and then you're ready to go and plug this into your wall. Although your area may vary. You may need the Australian plug or the UK plug that has the giant 3 rectangular prongs, stuff like that. Also, this has some built-in games in here. So if you want to watch the video on me doing some gameplay, I'll go ahead and test it out in the next video, so stay tuned for that.